So, welcome back to the Canada Specialist Program Series. So lovely to have Di with us today, our local representative for Destination Vancouver. Di, over to you.
Thank you. And hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. As you know, I'm Di Schinella, Vancouver's in-market rep based in Sydney. I've been lucky enough to visit Vancouver many times during my 6.5 years with Globus, 6.5 years at Rocky Mountaineer, and most recently this past May. Next year actually marks my 20 years since my very first trip to Vancouver. I often joke with my husband and say that I've known Vancouver longer than I've known him. So you can say that it does hold a special place in my heart and it feels like a second home now to me. But I'd love to hear from you in the chat. I've recognized a few names in the chat earlier, but I'd love to hear from you. Have you sold Vancouver or visited yourself? If so, what's your highlight? If you haven't sold Vancouver before or you haven't been, what's on your wish list? So today, we don't have a lot of time together, but I'll share some of our top pre and post cruise experiences I think your cruise clients will absolutely love. Hopefully, some of these experiences are new for you. And do stick around until the end of the presentation because I will tell you how Clear Cruise Specialists can win a luxury trip for two to Vancouver, including flights to Vancouver, thanks to Air Canada, our friends at Air Canada, as well as accommodation and much more. So not only is Vancouver a year-round destination, but the city is a unique destination because you get the best of all worlds. It's a vibrant cosmopolitan city on the Pacific Ocean, surrounded by snow-capped mountains and located within a temperate rainforest. It's also super compact and walkable, as you can see on the screen now. Downtown is only 3 kilometers end to end, so exploring on foot is really easy. But for clients who do prefer two pedals as opposed to walking, there are over 300 kilometers of bike paths around the city. And many of our hotels offer complimentary rentals, bike rentals, so both regular bikes and e-bikes as well. It's a very safe and eco-friendly way to explore the city and also feel like a local because many locals use bikes as a form or a mode of transportation. If clients prefer not to venture out on their own, they can join many of the guided tours throughout the city, like cycling tours through Stanley Park, foodie tours of Gastown, or even craft brewery tours, which you can imagine are very popular amongst our Aussie and Kiwi visitors. One thing that I really love about the city is that there's so much diversity and it's all within a few blocks as well. So, for example, your clients can start their morning at Stanley Park, which is our 1,000-acre open rainforest right in the heart of the city, with beaches, walking trails, mini golf, and even the Vancouver Aquarium. So this just gives you a small idea of just how big the park is. It's also home to the Seawall, which is the longest or the world's longest uninterrupted waterfront path at 27 kilometers long, which is perfect for walking and cycling and mingling with locals as well, because a lot of locals use the park for their daily exercise. And if you're lucky, or if your clients are lucky, they might even spot some local wildlife like otters, herons, and other birds along the way. Then just a 9-minute drive from Stanley Park takes you to Gastown, which is Vancouver's oldest neighborhood at 150 years old. It's known for its cobblestone streets and that famous steam clock, which is one of the few working steam clocks in the world now. And it does whistle and release steam every 15 minutes. Fun fact about the steam clock, it's actually Vancouver's most photographed attraction in all of the city. Then from Gastown, your clients can take or enjoy a 10-minute leisurely stroll to Chinatown, one of the biggest in North America, for colourful streets and stores, authentic markets, and no lie, the best dumplings that you will find outside of southern China and Hong Kong. So as you can see, just within a small, within a few blocks and within a short amount of time, there's just so much variety. in the city for your clients to enjoy. Now, if we go back to cruising just for a moment, when your clients sail out of Vancouver, they'll depart from Canada Place. They can't miss it because of its 10 iconic white sails, and it's also shaped like a cruise ship. The port was the first in Canada and the third in the world to introduce shore power, which means ships can turn off their engines and plug into the city's electricity while docked, saving 2,200 tonnes of emissions each year. For those who are unfamiliar with cruising out of Vancouver, the season does run from April to September each year, with some sailings, excuse me, with some sailings through to California and Mexico starting as early as March and as late as October. Also, Vancouver does remain a major home port for cruising, especially for Alaskan cruisers, with more than 20 cruise lines now calling Vancouver home each year, and over 300 ships and 1.3 million passengers departing from the port annually. So this just goes to show how popular and how important Vancouver is for the cruising market. And thanks to its convenient location, Cruise Critic ranked Vancouver as the second most walkable cruise port in the world because the downtown core, hotels, restaurants, and even attractions are all within walking distance. So now I wanted to shift gears just a little bit and share with you some more unique ways in which your clients can explore Vancouver before or after their cruise, starting with one of my favorites, Fly Over Canada, which is conveniently located at Canada Place. It's a 30-minute immersive 4D flight experience, which takes you on a virtual journey across Canada or over the Canadian Rockies. And if your clients do both experiences in the one day, they'll receive 30% off their second experience. So the riding itself includes beautiful cinematography over Canada. It also includes wind, mist, and even sense of Canada. And the best way I describe it, it feels like an IMAX movie meets a mini roller coaster, but it's not scary at all. So it's lots of fun for big kids and small kids alike. It does run year round, and there's even a Christmas themed version called Soar with Santa, where you fly to the North Pole in Santa's sleigh. Now, only a 10-minute walk from Canada Place is Harbour Air Seaplanes. So if your clients are wanting a unique or more premium way to see Vancouver, I'd recommend the 30-minute Vancouver Classic Panorama Tour. A bit of a mouthful, but I did it recently in May and absolutely loved it. It was amazing. Your clients will get incredible bird's eye views over the city. They'll fly past the North Shore Mountains, fly over Vancouver's outer islands and over Stanley Park. So they'll get to see just how big the park is. It's a really fun, memorable, unique way, not only to get your bearings, but you can also see the city from a different perspective. Next up is one of my favorite things to do in Vancouver, which is Granville Island. It's only about a 15-minute drive from Canada Place. And for those of you who may not know this, Vancouver really is a foodie's paradise, and Granville Island is one of the best spots to experience that. Not only can they explore the artisan studios and galleries, but you can grab tasty food from the public market or one of the cozy cafes, and even visit the island's own brewery for a drink or two, or maybe 3 or 4, if you like. We usually recommend spending 2 to 3 hours there, though personally, I could easily spend a whole day there, and I have, especially recently in May. Just watch out for those giant seagulls that Vancouver is known for. They're surprisingly clever, and they might bluff charge you to steal your food. But trust me, they're totally harmless and even part of the entertainment at Granville Island. Now, one of the best ways to enjoy the public markets is by joining a Granville Island market tour, which Vancouver Foodie Tours offer. I loved it so much, I went back for my second tour in May. In about 2 hours on foot, you get to sample over 20 sweet and savoury treats whilst learning from the fun and knowledgeable guides. What I love about going to the public markets with a guide. It means that you'll not only hear about Granville's history, but you'll also hear about the vendors' history. And many of the vendors have passed their stores down through generations. So it gives the market a very warm, family style community vibe about it. If you did want some more information about those tours, you can head to foodietours.ca. Now, one thing that people don't know about Vancouver is that in 2022, the Michelin Guide actually launched there. So the city now has 10 one-star restaurants, 16 BIB Gourmand Pigs, which is delicious food at really good value, plus over 50 more recommended spots. And for those of you who have been to Vancouver and sampled the local seafood, you'll know that Vancouver has some of the best sushi outside of and sashimi, sorry, outside of Japan. So whether your clients are looking for fine dining or they're wanting more hidden gems, the city does have something for everyone and for every palate. Now, if your clients are looking for something a little bit left of center, I recommend booking them an eco-tourism experience with Rockwood Adventures. They're a local boutique tour company specializing in day trips like rainforest bathing, which you don't hear about every day, rainforest hikes, gourmet picnic lunches, and even guided salmon viewing tours. So if you did want some more information about their tours, you can contact me or you can check out their website, which is just rockwoodadventures.com. So in the short time we've had together, I've given you just a small taste of what the city has to offer. And as there's so much to experience, I always recommend at least 3 to 4 nights in the city. Visitors and trade partners alike over the years have always said to me that they wish they had more time in Vancouver. So you can feel confident in, selling or upselling to 3 to 4 nights in Vancouver because there is so much to see and do. And this way your clients not only get a better experience, but you enjoy a higher booking value too. So if you did want to become an accredited Vancouver specialist, I highly recommend heading over to our Vancouver Specialist Training Program. Once you complete it, you get a destination experience pass, not only for yourself, but for a guest as well. And it will give you both, so yourself and a guest, free access to top attractions like tours through Stanley Park, the flyover, which I mentioned earlier, and you can even go on standby for whale watching tours. Plus, by completing the program, it puts you on the radar for future fam trips. And if you are looking for more tools to promote Vancouver, you can head to destinationvancouver.com/travel trade, where you'll find some themed itineraries like our pre and post cruise itinerary that you can personalize with your logo before sending on to clients. And through the website, you can also sign up to our monthly newsletter, Trade Talk, to get the latest updates and stories each month.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Di. Lots of exciting things in there. And yes, I know you've got some fabulous resources for the trade as well for people who want to learn more on the website, on the Vancouver Specialist Program. And yeah, and to come and see you at a number of events coming up to see you in real life, which is very exciting.